Hi, everyone. We have author Tiffany Walton here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself.
Good afternoon. I thank you for having me here. Well, it's afternoon here in Hawaii. It's 12 o'clock. So, but I know it's the evening probably for you. So good afternoon. And like I said, thank you for having me. I truly appreciate like what you do to help support authors.
Thanks for joining us.
You're
So, what
welcome.
inspired you to start writing?
Really, when I was little, I said, I want to write a book. I thought it was really cool that people wrote books and they published them and then people read them. So I've always been interested in writing a book. What really inspired me to um, commit to the process was the death of Nipsey Hussle. Some people think it's kind of corny, but I was really, like a lot of us, affected by the death of Nipsey Hussle. He passed away on March 31st, 2019. And I was watching a special about him um, on my phone, and he said basically everybody has a story, like you should tell your story. And so I don't know, like if something was just like, okay, it's time for you to write your book, and I got started, like I said, well, April timeframe of 2019. So it hasn't been that long. That's when entertaining writing a book really became a reality for me.
Okay. And this is your first book?
This is my first book.
I
I was gonna say and last, but no,
Oh.
no, this is my first book. Yeah, it wasn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be, but it's my
Okay.
first
Are
one.
you self-published?
I'm actually published.
Okay.
Um, I uh, was in a small like writers group here in Hawaii, and then I found a company that actually publishes Absolute Author, um, and the lady that runs it, she's great. She's a bestseller, so I went through her for publishing.
Okay. And
Yeah.
have you experienced writer's block?
No, I did not
Okay.
experience writer's block. Uh, as a matter of fact, I had to cut my book down. I won't name the company, but there's a company on the internet. They do surveys. So I surveyed a group of about 1,000 people. Like, do you read? If you don't read, why not? And dealing with the topic of depression, I wanted to make sure that I was able to grab the reader's attention and also keep their attention because it's something I wanted to help people with. So I wanted to make sure the book got read. But there are a lot of people that just don't read. And some of the reasons that they provided were just they get lost in books too long. Um, and I know in order for it to be a book, it has to be about 25,000 words. So I cut a lot out of my book. I didn't have writer's block. Um,
Okay.
then there were a lot of things I just couldn't talk about because I was in the army. So I was like, hey, I had to kind of get a legal review. Like, this has to go. You can't say that. So I didn't get writer's block. Actually, I have a lot of, I call it scraps left
Okay.
over from my book. So
Okay. See,
yeah,
that should be your part two, your second book.
yeah. When I retire, I gotta retire first because I do not have the clearance to talk about that stuff. But I would love to. That's a good idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
so tell us about your book, Combating Depression. And you also sent us a book, so thank you very much. And I'm definitely going to read it and give you a review. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that too. So, basically, and you have it, I have it too.
Yes.
Combating depression. The title says it all. It's managing your depression through self care. And so, what I did was I took my life experiences, and after observing a lot of natural techniques that helped me with my depression, I decided to put it in a book. I feel like depression is not talked about as much as it should be in a lot of communities. And if I would say in the Black community, A lot of us struggle with depression, but growing up, we're taught to, be brick walls. Like, it's not acceptable for us to have breakdowns. In the workplace, it's not acceptable for us to, express ourselves. So I felt like this is something that people needed to learn about. I've also dealt with a multitude of suicides in the Army. There's 22 veterans that kill themselves each day. And I know a lot of people have been where I've gone in life. I've struggled a lot with depression I'm 40, I would say all of my life, just because of the way I grew up. Depression is something that it hit me really hard. And I know a lot of times mental health care is not affordable nor accessible. And if it is, they like to medicate you. I was on, not ashamed to say, I was on 7 different antidepressants, 7 different medications that just did not work for me. And then this year alone, I mean, so many things in my life with, the passing of my grandmother and the pandemic. I was also affected by the pandemic personally because I got COVID. So dealing with all of that at one time, I actually finished up my book while I had COVID. I had to, what they call pivot, change some of the topics. And then I thought, well, since COVID's going on right now, then I can talk about that because I actually experienced it. So,
wow. Well, my condolences to you. I'm sorry. My condolences to you for the loss of your grandmother. And I'm glad you recovered from COVID as well.
Yeah, it was rough, very rough. But like I said, I felt like I just wanted to help people. I know a lot of people write because they feel like there are different motivating factors, and I can't knock any of them. I'll just say that I wrote to make an attempt at helping people if they could not or did not have someone they could reach out to, if they could not afford mental health care. And like I said, I give away more books than I actually sell, probably because I struggle with it so much, and I know other people struggle with it. It's just something we don't like to talk about. It's kind of dark and gloomy, so it's not like, yay, I don't have one of those books but hopefully someone will find some inspiration in it, and maybe it'll help to save someone just from the darkness a lot of us experience.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and I think that's the major thing, is that you never know who you're going to inspire. Like, your story can just help so many people. Like you said, everything is not always happy-go-lucky. And a lot of times we wear a mask, we're smiling on the outside, but you never know what a person is going through on the inside. So
yes, that is so true. I told one of my counselors that before. It was just like, oh, time to put my mask on, because I do realize that, you're at home, and I mean, sometimes even in the house or in the home, you can wear a mask. But I usually, experience that a lot, like in the workplace, just going out into the world. It's like, oh, let me put my happy mask on. Let me put my smile on. But that's not, how I necessarily always felt.
Right.
So, and just natural techniques helped me the most. So I thought maybe, it would help someone else.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome.
And how long did it take you to finish this book?
So starting about April 2019, I will admit I procrastinated a lot. I started really, really committing to the book around the holidays. So I'll say like November of 2019. So almost a year, not quite a year. I published September 30th. So yeah.
Okay.
It could have been written a lot faster, but like I said, a lot of it was procrastination.
And it could have taken a lot longer as well. Yeah. So a year isn't, it's not bad.
That is true.
And what do you hope that readers take away from your book?
I really hope that readers will see me in themselves, or they can see themselves in me. Just know that, Depression is not something to be ashamed of. It's something that we all struggle with. And then if you seek the tools, as long as you're seeking the tools to try to remedy that depression, things may not be perfect, but they can be okay. I'm in an okay place in life. I'm learning to live life, accept life as it comes, love on myself. And so that's what I hope readers will get. I hope they will get the inspiration to begin to take care of themselves. We always take care of other people, but we tend to negate or neglect taking care of ourselves. So love on yourself.
I'm definitely learning that myself. And, with 2020 and with COVID, you learn that life is short. And then you also learn that, you have to put yourself first. You have to. And even if that means that you got to cut some people off or you got to stop giving so much, it definitely has to be done.
Yes, this has been my year of all of what you just mentioned. And it's hurtful sometimes. I mean, it's like, really, I have to give these people up? Yes, they're not healthy for you, regardless of how much you love them, how much you care for them. It's you first, because if you can't take care of yourself, who are you to attempt to take care of somebody else?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I agree with you 100%.
And where can we purchase your book?
So Combating Depression is on Amazon. It's also on Apple Books. And I also have at my Instagram page, Tiffany the Writer, you can hit the link tree. I also have a personal page up where you can purchase it.
Now, is there anything else that you would like to add about your book?
No, not really about the book. Like I said, I hope that it inspires. I hope that it motivates, encourages people to take care of themselves. Like, self-care is so very important. And unfortunately, I'm just realizing that at the age of 40, but at least, I mean, I realized it. So you got to take care of yourself. I'm trying to save the world. I needed to be saving myself. Yeah. So I want people to understand how important it is. I think we're taught too that it's selfish to take care of yourself, but it's not. That's exactly where we need to be going, especially like right now. Like my entire world has changed through the self-care process, and I think it can happen for others as well.
Okay, you don't look a bit over 25. I have to say. You look so young, and you keep saying 40, and I'm like, wow, you look young. Yes.
Thank you. See, and I'm learning how to take compliments too. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm 40. I have 3 children. I have two adult children. My youngest was 15. I was a teen parent. So my first child around 17. I was finishing up high school. So yeah.
Yeah, you look young. I know you get that from your kids' friends as well.
Yes, I do. I have 2 boys, so it's a little weird. It's weird. I'm auntie here in Hawaii, though. They call everybody auntie and uncle. So, hi, Auntie Tiffany. It's like, oh, hi.
Now, do you read as well as, right?
Yes. So, I am really addicted to self-help books. People talk about different genres of books, but I always find myself in a self-help book. I'm not sure why. It could be, about business. It could be about health. I'm interested in like self-help. So, yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite self-help book?
The 10X Rule. That's by Grant Cardone. It probably runs in the opposite of, I guess, caring for yourself. It's basically, it talks about, leveling up in life and just getting after it, like, which I've been doing that all my life. That's actually like super draining, but it's a great book. if you want to be motivated as far as like business, all kind. It just opens your mind up to like how to get after it, whatever that it is for you.
Okay.
I love Grant Cardone.
I have to look him up. I think my favorite book, and I carry this book around me almost everywhere I go. I have it on Audible. I have it on Audible. I have a book that I carry, and then a book that stays on the shelf is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz.
I saw that, and I have never. That's like a really, really, really popular book. Like it's an older book too, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I saw it and I read the synopsis and I was like, I wonder if this is a good book. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that book as well.
Yeah, that book has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, here I go on Amazon. I'm gonna get it today.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up the 10x rule as well. So I think as soon as we click off, we're both gonna be like this.
Right?
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. And like I said, thank you for having me. I really like it that you do this. You give us the time to come out, put our material out, whether people are receptive to it or not. I think what you do is great. It's important. You're definitely playing your part and supporting authors like myself.
Thank you.
I'm not like TD Jakes or anybody like that. So this helps to get, our names, like you said, name and a face and a book to the book out. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, well, you enjoy
anything for me, let me know.
Okay. Same here. We're here. So whenever you need it, if you do start that second book, I'll be here to help you push it out. Don't even don't hesitate. I'm here.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Okay.